later when you're about to make a break from being decent at a local level to like nationally touring with somebody, that's when usually someone will take you under their wing a little bit and like show you how to do the road, show you how to get in with bookers, more the business side. Sometimes that kind of relationship happens, but I have never heard a comic worth their salt tell another comic how to do comedy.
Yeah.
Like without a lot of caveats.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you thought about doing like national touring stuff, or are you here in Austin and this is where you'll stay, or?
I'm 38. I have a day job and kids.
Sure.
How old are your
just
kids?
the idea. They're also 38. Which is exhausting.
I'm also 38 if I can join the team.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're having a 38-year-old kid too. So
Yeah.
Look at it, just keeps happening. We're
So
all tired.
crazy.
No,
Technically.
they're 5 and 3, so they're work. They're young. They're full of energy. It's just the idea of going on a tour, the logistics of it are so exhausting. I think I'd turn it down unless it was like the chance of a lifetime, if it were even like offered to me. So I'm definitely not going to go out and pursue it. But I would like to like get out there to 1 or 2 festivals on the road, or like while I'm traveling do some open mics or something, because I think Austin is a very unique scene and it has unique audiences, and you can start to get kind of provincial with your comedy if you don't get out there and like say, hey, I wonder if people in Huntsville, Texas like trannies. You know, like maybe I should go over there and see how that works. Like there's a lot to learn out there.
Sure. Now I feel like there needs to be a documentary tour done about that. What cities are cool?
Yeah, there's somebody who wants that. I'm like, he wants to work together, and it's very cool, and I'm trying to think of a way we can work together. It doesn't involve me going on the road, because I'm just not that big of a risk taker at this point in my life. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe 10 years ago, for sure, when I was going to bush stuffs.
Yeah.
For sure. But, yeah, being realistic.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I think about that sometimes too, because I'm always trying to inspire people to do whatever it is, get out there and go. And when we recently a slew of people were moving to LA, and I'm all like, you guys are great, you're gonna do wonderful, I'm so proud of you. But it's like, for me, sometimes I talk to my husband and we're like, yeah, so we're never moving, right? This is just the place. Right? Okay, cool.
And there's plenty to do here.
Tons.
It's I always thought, at some point you'll outgrow this. Yeah, there's no way to outgrow the scene. The scene's outpacing any one of us in terms of its growth. And like I said, there's no money. It's very hard to like do it for a living here.
Sure.
There's only maybe a handful of people doing that. But as a art, people move here to do it for a reason. And so I don't feel like I'm being held back by staying in Austin all the time in any way. So
no. Plus, there's so many other roads to take. Like, because I personally was, kind of hitting a wall as far as like, okay, I've been doing theater for a long time, and I did regular like plays like Shakespeare and stuff when I first got out of college, and then only got into comedy maybe about like 9 years ago or so. And it was like, this is good, but how am I going to develop this? And I think, with things like Austin Film Festival, it's like the doors are still open to being able to write in different ways.
Right.
And then that way, and I don't even need to leave town for a major film festival to come, and like I can submit and do the pitch competitions and, do all that kind of stuff whenever I leave my house.
And the great thing about this town is if you have talent worth being discovered, it could get discovered here. I mean, obviously it accelerates the process to move to New York or LA, and I think the people who do that are awesome, but there's people who, just by staying put right here, have been launched into national opportunities because the world's eyes land on Austin at least a couple times a year in any given pursuit. So, it's a very comfortable place to do comedy.
We'll see how South by fares with its new owners this year. It should be interesting to see how it feels.
The comedy lineup is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I was surprised a few years ago when they added the comedy situation to it. because it seemed so, music, film, interactive. I think, and then comedy happened, and now they're doing teaching, which I thought was such an interesting. I was like, does that mean teachers are coming? Is that right?
And like probably admins as well,
Yeah, they come.
So wacky.
They come eat where I work.
Are they already in town?
No. I'm just saying that happened last year, and I was like, yeah. Teacher
They're like
salaries,
the first
that's
week,
what I
right?
want.
They bring the teachers in like before interactive even.
Yep.
They're like, let's get ready for the nerds with the Uber nerds.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised though. My
Nerds.
mom is a teacher, and she's probably the hardest partier that I know. So
Hey, nerds party. I did not mean to associate those two thoughts.
When do the teachers come to town, I can just add that to my...
I was like, you got a teacher thing? What's going on with that?
Who doesn't?
I'm not going to say no. It's not a yes.
Sorry,
It's not a hard yes.
Is that not one of the first crushes you develop as a child?
I guess that's true. Yeah, I mean, who else is your?
One of the, it's an adult.
It explains the
it's not
70-year-old thing I have too.
Well, I don't want to pour cold water on your air bongo, but I think it's mainly administrators.
Perfect.
So
they make more money. I can move into Austin finally.
Oh, you could get that house.
I get that house.
Oh,
Just touch your nipples.
This is a podcast. You don't have to tell them what I'm doing.
Tell him what he's doing. The audio.
He's
Yeah.
administrating.
Hey, so do your kids think you're funny?
They want me to think they're funny more than they think I'm funny.
Yeah.
They only think I'm funny when I make animal voices. So I basically have like a Rocco's Modern Life thing going on in the car whenever we drive anywhere.
Which is a reference they won't get.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't get a lot. It's a trouble. A lot of poop humor. But no, they know what I do, and they know shows, and they come to shows, and they're always very disappointed in me. They just are. They're like, that wasn't funny, and why did you make fun of me? And stop talking about me to those strangers. And I'm just like, I've got nothing else to talk about.
Right?
You're always around. And so I stopped taking them to shows, and now they put on little shows for me, and they are funny. They are really funny. So that's good. I'm passing.
Wait, like stand-up shows, or they write little
Kind
plays?
of more theatrical, more sketch-like. But yeah, they'll go off and they'll rehearse, and they'll start out as a ballet, but it'll fall into sort of it's vaudeville essentially.
Yeah.
It'll go around, get really slapsticky at the end.
Sounds awesome.
And then Joe will fart and just start laughing. And that always works. So yeah,
It's always a good button.
Especially if you just have that ready. That's super vaudeville.
Oh, yeah,
that is
yeah.
Professionalism, honestly.
well, that's what I'm feeding her. But yeah,
That sounded villainous.
Kombucha and Long John Silver's. Yeah.
I don't want to kill him. Yeah.
Recipe for disaster.
No, yeah. The reason I asked is, I'm from South Carolina. My family makes babies like they're Catholic, but they judge Catholics.
Okay.
Yeah. My baby, there's so many babies just coming out of my family.
Right.
So I'm constantly realizing that kids don't get me as much as they used to.
Kids are a tough audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're different. They have a sense of humor, but you gotta find it.
Yeah, well, and there's a lot more influence coming out. I make Looney Tunes references, and my nieces and nephews don't get them because
That's the thing that I've learned you can actually use kids to hone your sense of humor, I think. That's what it
update it
is.
a little bit at least.
Yeah, well, you learn that how lazy certain jokes are. Like, the joke of making a 90s callback reference is a lazy way to get a laugh. And it might work with a certain aged crowd that has, a ding of recognition, but it's not that funny. And, that's something kids teach you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you had to be there. Oh, wait, I just said you had to be there. That's not good comedy.
Yeah,
Exactly. And also, they have no patience for a long setup, and that's something audiences don't either, but for some reason we assume they will. But yeah, kids teach you to get through that setup quick, get to the punchline, or throw an extra one in there to keep their attention. They're actually a good practice. I don't actually practice my material on my kids
right.
because they don't need to learn that much about anatomy, but
the song.
That is a good accidental.
I liked how the Coors
Yeah.
Light played the game there.
once again, Dawn was the correct.
I was aware of that one as it came out,
Okay.
after, but yeah.
Yeah.
So do we know anybody that has like a childcare service we can start renting out, sets to, and just we can
I
start...
wouldn't ask around about renting out children.
No,
Not with that beard and your
No.
awareness of your neighbors.
Society's
Because they get rid of the
cracking
van,
down on
so-
that. There's several charities. I think Ashton Kutcher would come after you.
Was that his thing now?
Yeah, no, he's...
Well, it's more sex slaves, not like humor slaves. But really, what's...
It's a thin line.
Yeah, really, like whatever...
It's kind of like the setup in Space Jam where everybody just has to applaud to basketball games they don't want to watch anymore. That's what's going on that planet. Okay, yeah, see? I made a reference. You guys weren't there.
I don't know anything about
I've seen
Space
that
Jam.
movie.
No.
Once.
Fuck me, man. Really, though.
I've never.
All right, that's fine.
never
That's fine.
seen
That's
it.
fine. You learn. You grow.
Was Michael Jordan or Shaq in that movie? Or both,
It was
or neither?
Sinbad. It was Sinbad. I'm just kidding.
No.
He originally was supposed to be, but he turned it down for
Shazam.
blank check.
Blank
Fuck
check.
you. We talked about this.
I know. I'm just messing with your collective unconscious that
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
exist.
no. Anyways, let's just move on because I think.
You essentially
I've been
made
getting
Karina's
my-
point with
I've
your
been-
Space Jam joke.
I've been getting my feelings hurt about like Looney Tunes lately, and my nieces did it first. You guys did it second.
Are you still wearing the Tweety Bird shirts? Is that what's going
Are you
on?
wearing one right now?
It's yellow.
Is that
I saw it was yellow.
on
That's why I
backwards?
thought I'd
It's a
ask.
Tweety
Spider-Man
Bird.
shirt, but yeah, no, it also embraces the past, which nobody wants to do in this room right now. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm moving forward,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah, we're staying relevant.
You gotta
No, that movie's
progress.
terrible. I wouldn't recommend you watch it at all. Like, Space Jam does not age well. It's the worst thing
I
ever.
really don't understand the sudden renaissance in Space Jamiana. Like, it is
the-
not the movie from my childhood I would have expected to come back. Maybe Drop Dead Fred or something like that.
See,
Oh,
Drop
yeah,
Dead
that's a
Fred
good
bothered me on a lot of
I
logistic
hated it
levels.
as a kid, but now that I'm an adult, I'm like, well, I could see that being a
Well, it's
cult
all like
classic. But I never-
boogers and farts and snot and earwax.
Space
and like,
Jam.
yeah.
Space Jam was just trying to capitalize on the fact that Warner Brothers was opening stores in malls. Like, it was not meant to be anything.
That soundtrack went like double platinum though.
Everything went double platinum in the 90s. We were captives to shiny discs. Shiny discs came out and we bought them for $18 a piece just to get 9 songs that we could take home and put in a giant tray that would rotate through 300 of those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I spent the equivalent of
very true.
rent on those shiny discs. Everything went double platinum. That
to
didn't
mention-
mean anything back then.
Okay, fair enough.
Not to mention the fact that the 90s were the time where we spent all the money that we made in the 80s,
That's true.
making us then destitute in the 2000s.
Barry White is on that album.
Are you seriously still arguing
Yeah,
this?
no. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
instantly
starting to
why-
think
that's
of
why I-
reasons why this is good.
Wow. Oh, boy,
Bugs Bunny
wow.
raps.
Okay.
Coolio showed up.
Okay.
It definitely influenced a lot of
the
pep
entire reason it
rallies.
went double platinum is because I Believe I Can Fly. That's the only reason that album went.
I
well.
know. I was just
And like R. Kelly is.
But Bart Simpson went double
Still
platinum.
peeing on
I owned Do the Bartman. I still. own
Of
yeah.
the
course
CD.
you did. Everyone in America did because we all had
We all
Columbia
bought the
House.
singles. Yeah.
We did all have
I did
Columbia
have it on
House.
tape though. It was
Yeah.
on tape. So
We
I
did
know
have
Michael
a-
Jackson.
I had a
helped write
Tesla
that song.
album. I don't even know why I had a Tesla album.
on tape.
I know it was on a CD. It was like one of their later albums. It came out and people thought, well, people are still into Tesla. Here's your CD of the month. And then we were all too lazy to put it back in the mail. And we all ended up with the Tesla album with no songs on it that we
Columbia
remember.
House, God.
it's the old gym model, right?
Yeah. Extreme 2, Porno Graffiti. I listened to that like 90 times. I don't know why. There was nothing else to do. Thank God for the internet. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
It's true. I would still be entertaining myself in a basement, just
Yeah.
pretending I was doing a show for no one. Oh,
That
wait.
AOL dial-up sound was
Sometimes.
actually better than most of the music in the early 90s. Like, we were excited to turn on a 14 4K baud modem because the noises it made were better than the music. That screeching beeping, we're like, this is cutting edge. Oh, and now I get to chat with strangers. This is not going to go wrong. American culture will not go off the rails because of this new technology.
It's sad how that noise is so nostalgic now. Like
Yeah.
when I hear it, like
It only existed for like a year. It feels like it came and went. Like, we got DSL 3 years after we got internet, you know?
I lived in a small town that
yeah,
had
same
dial
here.
up for
A
10
lot of
years.
noises hang around in small towns well past their expiration date. If you go to a small town, you can still hear the noise of a goat with a bell on its neck.
Yep. Oh yeah.
With
There's
a population
3
of
of them.
0.
Exactly.
It just echoes around.
And that
Exactly.
goat's the mayor.
You can
Not
hear
yet.
you can hear the sound of somebody blowing into a phonograph cone to clean it out of dust. You know, like there are sounds out there that should never be in nature anymore.